So you guys know that I am a big hip-hop head. I do reviews of hip-hop songs. And until I get this freaking copyright claim off of Eminem's Killer Remix review, I'm going to review a song by French Montana. So, I also like rock music. Some Nirvana. I do have a lot of respect for Queen, although I'm not a big fan of it. Like, there are many musicians that I'm like, hey, I respect you lyrically, you're a really talented artist, but I'm not someone that's going to enjoy it or seek it out. But maybe sometimes I'll get into it. But I completely hate this whole satanic idea of how rock is viewed. And people are like, oh, that was years ago. No, it is not, motherfucker. There's this YouTube channel that I watch called Loudwire, and it's about the life of, where it shows a lot of awesome moments that rock stars have done, some controversial moments, or some really insane lyricism that these artists have done. So, this is a video about the insane satanic panic moments. And yes, it was a lot bigger than it is now, back at that time, but these things are still around. Like, I saw an interview that Guar did. Guar's not that bad. They're okay, but their performances are awesome, and they're seen as they dress up as these monsters, and they talk about really gritty lyrics. And it's like, it's interesting, but there's much better music out there. But hey, it's not bad. They don't make bad music. They make good music, but they don't make these awesome masterpieces like you would get from Marilyn Manson. But, yeah. And it was an interview where this girl was like, you should be ashamed of yourself for letting children listen to this. And one of the members was just fucking around and be like, oh, I'm so sorry, crying while he's in this devilish costume. And it was just fucking hilarious. And there's so much more funny shit. But no, the funniest video they have is this one. And that's something kind of connected with hip-hop and rap, is that people view it as this evil genre. They don't understand the lyrical abilities that these musicians bring. Well, the good musicians, not the bad ones. But either way, if they're bad or good, they're not these satanic evil forces. They're just making music.
But at the church of a preacher named Roy Masters.
Come out. No, I won't let her go.
Just literally, he gets two random branches and glues them together. And that's it. Just.
No. Exorcism.
That is the worst devil costume I've ever seen. I'm not joking. Guar has better costumes than whatever the fuck that was.
Of the devil appear just as sincere, far out, and dramatic.
Get out of here.
With a background in...
That's right. I'm a demon. My biggest threat is that you should get out of here. That's always the thing with me whenever I hear these ghost things. It's like the ghost was telling me to get out. It's like, is that really the biggest threat that a ghost is going to make? A demonic spirit? I'm pretty sure there is a much more threatening way that a ghost would tell people to fuck off. Probably by pushing people around or just pulling on them. That would be a threat. Not just, get out. And it's just so funny to me. And if this is a church, how did demons get in there anyways? Aren't demons not even allowed to be in churches because it's so holy that they can't even enter the building?
Show business rather than theology. Show business rather than theology. Indeed, the Army...
Yes. Lovely.
...does officially recognize Satanism as a legitimate religion.
Oh no! Equality within religion? That's not like why people even settled here in the first place. Freedom of religion. And it's like, freedom of religion. Just let people believe whatever the fuck they want. It's not this radical idea. It's just letting people be human.
And supply...
Okay, I am an atheist. I don't think any of this supernatural crap is real. But, if there is actual proof, then yes, I would believe in ghosts, wendigos, skinwalkers. But there is no proof, and the supernatural just breaks the laws of physics.
Chaplains with this guide for ministering to the satanic soldier. Some charge that army bases have become sanctuaries for devil worshippers.
Excuse me? What? What? a lot. There were a lot of Christians in the military, and they're fighting for religious freedom. So it's like the soldiers that are Satanists, they're fighting for your right to speak and your religion. So they're fighting for you to for your religious beliefs to have where you hate them. They're fighting for your right to hate them.
And the graffiti.
666.
Oh no, it is paint on the wall, and it's a number.
Sign of the devil. Over here, a bloody skull and crossbones.
Even though, like, pirates were very strong Christians. That is the most goofy thing ever. That looks like Ed from Ed and Eddie did that. Hi, my name's Fred.
This is a pentacle.
Pentacle? Really? Pentacle?
Interesting thing about this pentacle is it's an upright pentacle. Let me see.
Who would have thought?
Well, it's actually fairly fresh. This is how gangs talk to each other.
Oh yes, because that's a coherent language. What are the gangs? Made up of doctors?
Okay? But now this is how occultists talk to each other.
Oh yes, a mushroom. Very cultish, and not people who believe in crystals and these essential oil bullshit and anti-vax nonsense.
This here is a psilocybin mushroom. So probably they had a psilocybin ritual.
Mike Warnke is a former Satanist. Today he's a successful comedian, preaching Christianity in the form of humor. But back in the 60s, he was one of Satanism's high priests.
The things that you would see in a satanic altar.
He showed us what a satanic temple might resemble, and typical implements used to worship the devil.
The bones usually are used in a...
There's this documentary called Killer Kids, and I think the first episode was talking about Satanism, how young people who were into Satanism committed these crimes, and there were psychologists and stuff talking about, well, a lot of things that are in the Satan Bible or whatever that book is called, they're not really much of violence or anything, but it's because the media depicts Satanism as this evil force where they're supposed to kill people and stuff, and their only knowledge of Satanism is from the media. That's how people think Satanism should be.
Ceremony that calls for telling the future. I have an old 3-inch scar here on my wrist where my friends used to cut my arm open and bleed my blood into a cup and drink it mixed with wine and urine 4 times a year as a ceremony
Oh yes, because that's totally healthy.
to Satan.
In May of 1982, teenagers of a congregation in Topeka, Kansas, destroyed thousands of dollars worth of records and tapes, which they felt contained the message of Satan. The Christian Concern sheds light on a more secular aspect of music listening. It's what
But hey, motherfuckers, you still gave them money.
you don't hear.
Certain parts of
Oh my god, Kiss, their mediocre lyrics are so evil.
men's uniforms all accentuate the genitals of a male. Faceless
Oh no, men have genitals. Good God, someone do something.
creatures in robes that, to me, would, from my study, certainly symbolize druids, which, of course, go back to Satan worship. In the blood stains, there is very definitely, without any shadow of a doubt here, a face of Satan.
Oh no, not anything but that.
For the purposes of this study, we will focus on the number 666 and its use in the Universal Product Code.
Most people don't realize that 80% of all toys on the market have occultic influence, and these are the most
The fuck are you even talking about? People make them and they're like, oh, that's a cool design, just do it.
popular.
And you may be in the comments and you're like, well, this stuff is old, but motherfucker, people with these beliefs are still around. Like, all over the place.
It says here that it actually makes the wings move, so let me, look at that. Isn't that amazing?
Yes. Just flap, 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 flap. Isn't that amazing? Flap, 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 flap.
Remember those verses in the book of Revelation about the flying beast with the riders on them.
This could actually be taken.
You know, your religion doesn't really have unique things with it. There are many parts of Christianity that are just almost exact copies of many other religions. That's true for all religions.
Revelations.
You'll notice that they're depicted as blue with black lips.
You are not fucking... Okay, fuckers. Like, I heard these theories about communist Smurfs, but goddamn.
Isn't that interesting?
And you know what happens to you when you die? You turn blue and your lips turn black.
Smurfs has gone occultic.
Very much so.
Smurfs carry a homosexual connotation in...
Excuse me?
That most of them are male.
I believe so.
Snake Mountain. It's got an interesting little feature here.
And most characters in the Bible are male. Like, I can't think of any Bible character other than Mary that is a female. Like these main Bible characters.
Turn it on. It can actually transform your voice from your regular voice to that of an occultic hero. Is that correct? Let me turn this on here. I think I'm getting it too loud. Skeletor.
So it's just a cooler version of T-Pain's little auto-tune microphone. Does anyone else remember those things? It was back when I used to listen to all that stupid trap music and stuff when I was a little kid. And I would have that microphone trying to rap. It's like, who knew I would actually start caring about lyrics and start writing my own lyrics down.
Of the universe.
After saying some of the most stupid shit in those songs. Literally. So me, my sister, and one of our friends, my cousin, and one of her friends was making music, trying to make fun of, or just write lyrics that certain artists would do, like, obviously Eminem and Dr. Dre, because Eminem's my favorite rapper, and I love Dr. Dre. And, of course, I used to listen to Nicki Minaj, despite how much I think her lyrics actually are bad now. Like, when you're a little kid, you just like anything, usually. But as you grow up, you realize that some of the things that you liked were bad. But then you also realize that there's a lot of good stuff that was made whenever you were a kid and you watched. So when you go back and watch and listen to them, you're not only still enjoying it, you're seeing the amount of effort and creativity that was put into that craft. So you loved it as a kid, but you end up loving it even more as an adult.
Now I've reverse thread the machine, and I'm going to play that exact piece of tape backwards now.
Exact piece of tape.
Okay, I live with Satan, exactly. And then you'll hear there's power in Satan.
The fuck? You could just play anything backwards and just think of any fucking sentence that could have come up. It's like ear pareidolia.
He will give you 666.
Yeah.
No, it went yeah. You just have to be really desperate to think that's a 666. And how the fuck is an artist supposed to know what he says will end up sounding like backwards?